Hello students, let's now solve the example of Taylor series. The example is find the three terms of the Taylor series of the function sin pi x centered at a is equal to 1 upon 2. Use your answer to find an approximate value to sine of pi by 2 plus pi upon 10. So first of all, what is given function? Fx is sin pi upon x, and what is the value of a? A is 1 half. Okay, so we know the formula of Taylor's theorem. This is our formula. Fx is f of a plus f dash of a x minus a plus f double dash of a upon 2 factorial x minus a bracket square, like plus fn of a upon n factorial x minus a raised to n. Means for this formula what we need? We need f of a, f dash a, f double dash of a. Okay, so what is our a? Our a is 1 half. So let us find out all these values one by one. To find out f dash of a, we need f dash of x. So what is our fx? Fx is sine of pi upon x. Okay, fx is sine pi into x, not pi upon x, sorry. Fx is sine pi x. So f of 1 half will be, so replace x by 1 half. X by 1 half means it is sine pi by 2, that is 1. F dash of x, its derivative is pi cos of pi into x. So f dash of 1 half will be, replace x by 1 half. So that will be cos pi upon 2. We know cos pi by 2 is 0, so it is 0. Next, f double dash of x is its derivative. Its derivative is minus pi into sine pi x and into this pi minus pi square. F double dash of 1 half, replace x by 1 half. We know sine pi by 2 1, so it will be minus pi square. F triple dash of x is minus pi cube cos pi x. F triple dash of 1 half will be 0. F fourth dash of x will be pi raised to 4 sine pi x. So f fourth derivative at 1 half will be pi raised to 4. Okay. Therefore, now what we in question, it is asked to find out the first three terms only. So we will write the Taylor series as therefore by Taylor series. So this is our given. So this is a formula for Taylor series. So what we do here, we replace all these values. So fx is equal to, our a is 1 half. So f of 1 half plus f dash of 1 half x minus a is 1 half. Okay. So everywhere we replace a by 1 half and we get this equation. Now using all these values, now what is our fx? Our fx is sine pi x. We calculated the value of f of 1 half as, it is 1. So let us substitute all these values. F of 1 half 1, f dash of 1 half 0, x minus 1 half as it is, f double dash of 1 half is minus pi square upon this 2 factorial, x minus 1 half bracket square as it is. Okay, we substitute all these values, and so finally we get this one, this is 0, this minus pi square by 2 factorial, x minus 1 half square plus 0 plus this figure. Okay, so these are three terms of the series sin pi x. In the question, it is asked to find approximate value of what? Sin pi by 2 plus pi by 10. So here we replace, so here we are taking sin pi by 2 plus pi by 10 is equal to, so what change we need here? Now it is pi into x. It is, we can take pi common, so in bracket there will be 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 10, means our x is 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 10. So in this formula we replace x by 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 10. So that will be this one as it is, pi square by 2 factorial as it is, x is 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 10. 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 2 will get cancelled, 1 upon 10 square. Here also 1 upon 2 will get cancelled, 1 upon 10 bracket raised to 4. So after simplification, its value is this, its value is by calculator this. So after this subtraction addition, we get this value. Means sine of pi by 2 plus pi upon 10 is 0.9511. Okay. Let us solve another example. Using Taylor series expansion, find the approximate value of square root of 25.15. Now in such type of examples, what we do? We will construct a function fx is equal to root x. Why? Because we want to find out the value of square root of 25.15. It is square root of something, so we are taking fx as root x. Now this value is 25.15, so we are taking a a as a 25 and h, that is difference at 0.15. Okay, next what we calculate, we find out fx, f dash of x, f double dash of x, and fa, f dash of a, f double dash of a. So let us find out that values. So fx is given, fx is root x. So f of a is 25, so f of 25 is 5, because f of 25 will be square root of 25, that is 5. Then f dash of x, its derivative is 1 upon 2 root x. So f dash of 25, put x is equal to 25 here, we get 1 upon 10, that is 0.1. Again its derivative, f double dash of x, again take its derivative. How you take it? 1/2, it is f dash of x is 1/2, x raised to minus 1/2. Okay, so take derivative of that, we get minus 1 upon 4 x raised to 3 by 2, and f double dash of 25, replace x by 25, we get 3 by 2, means it is x into root x, like this. So we get value 0.002. So we use Taylor series as f of a plus h is equal to f of a plus h f dash of a plus h square by 2 factorial f double dash of a up to like this. Okay, h raised to n fn of a upon n factorial. So now let us replace all these values in this formula. So what we get, f of, what is a is 25. So 25 plus h is 0.15 is equal to, again a is 25, f of 25 plus 0.15 f dash of 25 plus 0.15 square f dash of 25 upon 2 factorial plus dot dot dot. Okay, so left hand side is f of 25.50, which is equal to f of 25 is 5 plus 0.15 into f dash of 25 is 0.1 plus 0.15 square into 1 upon 2 factorial into f double dash of 25 is 0.002, and after solving this we get our answer is 5.0149775. Okay, so this is the value of square root of 25.50. Next example is find the Maclaurin series for x sin x. Now first of all, we know the Maclaurin series for sin x. What is that? Sin x is equal to x minus x cube upon 3 factorial plus x raised to 5 upon 5 factorial minus dot dot dot. Okay, this is series for sin x. We already know the series for sin x and we have to find out the series for x sin x. So what can we do? We can multiply this by x. So multiplying this by x, we get x sin x is equal to x square minus x raised to 4 upon 3 factorial plus x raised to 6 upon 5 factorial minus dot dot dot. Okay, so this is Maclaurin series for x into sin x. Next topic is successive differentiation. Now what is successive differentiation? Suppose the function fx is given. We know its first derivative is f dash of x. We denote it by dy by dx is equal to f dash of x. If again its derivative with respect to x exists, then we write it as f double dash of x is equal to d square y by dx square. If again its derivative with respect to x exists, then we will write d cube y by dx cube is equal to f triple dash of x, like this. So proceeding in this way, if the nth derivative exists, then we write dn y by dx raised to n is equal to fn of x. Okay, so this expression dy by dx, first derivative, second derivative, d square by dx square, d cube y by dx cube, dn y by dx raised to n. All these are, this is first derivative, this is second, third, this is nth order derivative of function with respect to x. Okay, we can denote it also, dy by dx can be written as f dash of x or y dash or y1. D square y by dx can be written as f double dash of x or y double dash or y2. Similarly, d cube y by dx cube can be written as f triple dash of x, y triple dash or y3, like this. Okay, so this is about successive differentiation. Now let us find out some standard formulas for nth derivative of some standard functions. Okay, formulas for nth derivative of standard function. Suppose the function is y is equal to ax plus b raised to m. Therefore, what will be its first derivative? y1. So its derivative will be m into ax plus b raised to m minus 1. Again derivative of ax plus b with respect to x will be a. So this is a here. Again its derivative with respect to x, that is y2, will be this m as it is. its derivative, that will be m minus 1, ax plus b raised to m minus 2. Again, derivative of x plus b is a, so previous a into a will be a square. Similarly, again its derivative will be m minus 1, m minus 2, a cube, ax plus b raised to m minus 3. So similarly, in this way, what will be yn? So yn will be a raised to n, m into m minus 1 into m minus 2 up to what? M minus in bracket n minus 1 means what? M minus n plus 1, ax plus b raised to m minus n. Okay. So we can write this as, this is yn. So this is similar step is written. We can write this factorial can be written as this m into m minus 1, m minus 2, m minus n plus 1. This can be written as m factorial upon m minus n factorial, and this a raised to n, ax plus b raised to m minus n as it is. Okay. If some cases if m is same as n, then what happens? If we replace m by n, then here n factorial upon n minus n, that is 0 factorial. So 0 factorial is 1, so here n factorial into a raised to n, x plus b raised to n minus n, that is 0, something raised to 0, that is 1, so we get n factorial into a raised to n. Now if m is equal to minus 1, then what happens? M is equal to minus 1 means in what is our y? In given our y is ax plus b raised to m. M is minus 1 means that will be 1 upon x plus b, and its nth derivative is minus 1 raised to n factorial a raised to n, ax plus b raised to n plus 1. Okay. Now let us take another function. Consider y is equal to log of ax plus b. Now what is its first derivative? Its first derivative will be 1 upon ax plus b into derivative of ax plus b, that is a. So that will be a upon x plus b. So from this we know the derivative, nth derivative of 1 upon x plus b, and here is 1 upon x plus b. One derivative is already there, so we will take n minus 1th derivative of this, then we get nth derivative. Okay. So yn will be, we use this formula for n minus 1. So what will be that? So that n minus 1 and this first derivative, so finally we get nth derivative. So let us use this formula for n minus 1. We get minus 1 raised to n minus 1 minus then into n minus 1 factorial a raised to n minus 1 into this a. So minus 1 plus 1 will get cancelled, a raised to n upon x plus b raised to n minus 1 plus 1, that only what remain there is n. Okay. So if y is log of x plus b, then nth derivative will be minus 1 raised to n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial a raised to n upon ax plus b raised to n. Next function, if y is equal to a raised to mx, then what will be its first derivative? Y1 will be, derivative of a raised to mx is a raised to mx log a. Again derivative of mx with respect to x is m. Again its derivative will be m square a raised to mx log a square. Again its derivative m cube a raised to mx log a cube. Similarly, nth derivative will be what? M raised to n a raised to mx log a raised to n. Okay, it is nth derivative. If we put a is equal to e, then what happens? A is equal to e means here we get the formula for nth derivative of y is equal to a raised to mx is this, and what will be nth derivative of y is equal to e raised to mx? If we replace a by e, that is y is equal to e raised to mx, then nth derivative will be, replace a by e here, then log e is 1 and it is m raised to n, a is e, so e raised to mx. Okay. Now next let us find out nth derivative of function y is equal to sine of x plus b. Now what will be its first derivative? Y is sine of x plus b. First derivative will be cos of x plus b. Again derivative of x plus b is a, so that is a. Now a cos x plus b is same as a sin x plus b plus pi by 2. If we add pi by 2 here, then cos and this sign will be same. Next derivative y2. Take its derivative of cos minus sine. So minus sin x plus b into a, and previous say minus a square. Now this minus a square sin x plus b is same as a square sin ax plus b plus 2 pi by 2. We add pi, then sign will be same. Okay, so y1 is a sin ax plus b plus pi by 2. y2 is a square sin ax plus b plus 2 pi by 2. Next we will find out y3. What will be y3? y3 will be minus a cube cos of ax plus b. Okay, so y3 is minus a cube cos of x plus b. It is same as a cube sin x plus b plus 3 pi by 2. So similarly, in generalization, we can find out that yn will be similar to previous three derivatives. Yn will be a raised to n sin of x plus b plus n pi by 2. Okay, so this is nth derivative of sin of x plus b. Similarly, if y is cos of x plus b, then nth derivative will be yn will be a raised to n cos of ax plus b plus n pi by 2. Next, now let us find out the nth derivative for the function e raised to x sin of bx plus c. Suppose this is given function. Now what will be y1? Now here there are two functions of x, so we will use u into v rule. So first derivative of e raised to x is a e raised to x sin bx plus c as it is, plus derivative, then e raised to x as it is, derivative of sin bx plus c is b into cos of bx plus c. Here we will take e raised to x common, so in bracket what remains? A sin bx plus c plus b cos bx plus c. Okay, now let us put a is equal to r cos theta, b is r sin theta. Therefore what we get? Taking square on both sides, what happen? A square is equal to r square cos square theta, b square is equal to r square sin square theta. After addition we get a square plus b square is equal to r square, because sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So r will be square root of a square plus b square, and theta will be tan inverse b upon a. So let us replace this value here in y1. So y1 is equal to this e raised to x as it is, in bracket a is r cos theta sin of bx plus c, plus b is r sin theta cos of bx plus c. Let us take r common, so r e raised to x cos, here we will use the formula, we can use formula for sin of a plus b. So we get here sin of bx plus c plus theta. Okay, so y1 is r e raised to ax sin of bx plus c plus theta. Similarly, we will get y2 as r square e raised to x sin of bx plus c plus 2 theta, and in the similar way we get yn as r raised to n e raised to x sin of bx plus c plus n theta. Okay, so if y is e raised to x sin of bx plus c, then its nth derivative is r raised to n e raised to x sin of bx plus c plus n theta. So similarly we can find out the formula for y is equal to e raised to x cos of bx plus c. So for this its nth derivative is yn is equal to r raised to n e raised to x cos of bx plus c plus n theta. Okay, let's stop here. In next lecture we will solve the examples of nth derivative of some given function. Thank you.